Hey boys and girls, I'm going to go ahead and show you where you can find lesson 1005 for math, and we're going to go over a couple of problems for examples. So you're going to go to your math course, and we're looking for module 10, and we're looking at 1005, fixing problems. So click on that blank page icon to bring up the lesson. This is a 7-page lesson. Make sure you go through all 7 pages, look at the examples, work through the problems, and then on the last page, you'll come to your worksheet assignment, which is called Fixing Problems. You can click on that. And this is a 1-page worksheet with 4 different questions. So we're going to go over a couple of these, and then you'll have, and I'll talk through all of them. I'll do a couple for example, and then you'll do some. Okay? All right, so let's first talk through 1. So I'm going to go ahead and screenshot number 1. And I'll screenshot number 2 as well, just since it's on here, and we'll just talk about them. So for number 1, it says Tony buys 2 boxes of chocolates. Which box has the larger volume? Show your work. So for this problem, you're going to have to find the volume of the box of chocolates for A and the box of chocolates for B. Don't forget the equation for volume is equal to the length, and I do a cursive L because if I do a regular L, that could look like a 1. So I do a cursive L for length times width times height. So you might want to write that equation on the top of your paper. Volume is equal to the length times the width times the height. So what you're going to need to do, and again, you need to show your work in number 1. You're going to look at each of these boxes and you're going to find the volume. So for box A, volume is equal to the length. So the length here is 7 inches times the width. The width is how deep something goes. That's 8 inches in this box. And the height is how tall. So this is 4 inches. Okay, and you're going to do that multiplication. You're doing 7 times 8, and then whatever you get for that, you're going to multiply that by 2. I'm sorry, by 4. So 7 times 8 is 56 times 4. And you might have to do that out on the side if you can't do that in your head. Not 56, or not 58. 56 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24. Carry my 2. 5 times 4 is 20. Plus 2 is 22. Okay, so this volume is 224 inches. And we did inches times inches times inches. So that's inches cubed. Okay, so we did 7 times 8 times 4. We did 7 times 8 first and got 56. 56 times 4 is 224. Inches cubed is because we did inches times inches times inches. So then you need to do the same thing, but for box B. So again, volume is equal to the length times the width times the height. The length here is how long is the cross, so 5 inches. Times the width, which is 6 inches. And in this case, you could multiply these numbers in any order because multiplication, you can go forward, backwards, it doesn't matter. And then our height is 8 inches. Okay, so you're going to multiply these numbers together. 5 times 6 we know is 30 times 8. Again, if you need to do it over on the side, you can. I know that 8 times 3 is 24. But we're doing 8 times 30. So 30 times 8. If I know that 3 times 8 is 24. 30 times 8 is 240. Inches times inches times inches is inches cubed. And now you have to compare because the question is which box has the larger volume? We've got 224 inches cubed for box A, 240 inches cubed for box B. So box B has the larger volume. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, I'm not going to do for you, but let's just quickly talk about it. Here you've got a milk truck, and you need to figure out the volume of that milk truck. So if you notice on the back of this milk truck, you can see a rectangular prism here. You're going to find the volume by multiplying 6 times 4 times 6. Okay, and don't forget, your units should be feet cubed because you're multiplying feet by feet by feet. So you got to figure out what's that answer. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. Let's look at 3 and 4. Alrighty. Okay, so number 3, it says Jenny puts 2 wooden blocks together. One block has a length of 5 inches, a width of 4 inches, and a height of 5 inches. The other block has a height of 4 inches, a length of 5 inches, and a width of 2 inches. What is the combined volume of the blocks? So here you're going to need to find the volume of the 2 blocks and then add them together. Now you can see the picture here of the blocks, and you can use those numbers to find the volume of each of the blocks, or you can use the numbers that are in the problem. One block has a length of 5, a width of 4, and a height of 5. So you can find the volume of that first block, 5 inches times 4 inches times 5 inches. And if you look at the picture, you can see that this is for that bigger block. And then you can look again at the problem here. It says the second block has a height of 4, a length of 5, and a width of 2. So you can find the volume of that. So 4 inches times 5 inches. And again, with volume, you can multiply in any order because multiplication can go forward, backwards. It doesn't matter. You can mix it up. So you're going to find the volume of the 2 boxes. Okay, so whatever you get for this volume and this volume are the volumes for the 2 different boxes, and this one would be for the small box. But you need to know what is the volume of the combined blocks. So you're going to have to then take these 2 answers and add them up. Whatever you get for the volume of the first block, you're going to need to add to the second block, and that's going to get you the combined volume of both the blocks together. Okay, so you're going to do that multiplication out for the first block, do the multiplication out for the second block, add them together, and don't forget your units are still going to be inches cubed. Anytime you're working with volume, your units are going to be cubed. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4, this one's a little tricky. Jason wants to create a box with the same volume as the one shown below. He wants the length to be 4 inches. What would be the measurement of the width and the height? So first off, you need to figure out what's the volume of this block. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the volume of this block. So we've got our length being 2 cubic inches. Cubic inches. Our width, let's count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How deep it goes is 6 cubic inches. And you can write cubic inches out. And then 3 is our height, cubic inches. So let's find the volume of the whole box. We've got 2 times 6 times 3. Well, 2 times 6 is 12, times 3 is 36 cubic inches. Whoops. Sorry, that's a little messy. So this whole total right here is 36 cubic inches. But Jason wants to build a new box, but that box needs to have the same volume. So, and he wants the new box to have a length of 4 inches. Here, we had a length of 2. He wants to build a box with the same volume, but instead of the length being 2 inches, he wants it to be 4 inches. So we need to think about, okay, our new box is going to have a length of 4, and the total needs to be 36. So if we're going back to the equation of volume, volume is equal to the length times the width times the height. We know that he wants the volume to be 36 cubic inches, and we know that the length has to be 4 inches. So what can the width and the height be? So 4 times what is going to get us 36. Well, I know that 4 times 3 is going to give me 12. So if I did 36 as my total volume is equal to 4 inches times the width. Well, I'm trying to get to 36. If I did 12 or 4 times 3, that's going to get me 12 times the height. So now I've got 36 is equal to 12 times the height. What can I put in for the height to get me to 36? Well, 36 can be equal to 12 times 3. So now the height can be 3. So we had the width, we have the length is 4, the width we put in 3, and the height we put in for 3. And so if you do that math out, 4 times 3 times 3, you're going to get 36. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36. So your width here could be 3 inches. Your height could be 3 inches. And then what you're going to do here is you're going to explain how you determined that width and height. What you would need to do is in words, explain what we did right here. Okay? All right, so that's number 4. So I kind of did number 4 for you, except for the explanation. Number 3, I have it set up for you. Number 2, I had it set up for you, and I did number 1 for you. Those are your examples. When you're done with this worksheet, boys and girls, you're going to go to the next activity tab. You'll click on that blue plus button and submit your work.